So that was quite the meeting. How's everybody feeling? Doing a little temperature check. Where are we?
Bayla, I was so impressed. I really thought you did a great job balancing them out. I know you brought up that power dynamic in our pre-brief, and you handled it like a pro. That's why, you are in the role that you are in. So I thought it was fantastic. And I thought you really were able to get them to hear each other. And I think we have some interesting stuff now, and we'll see, kind of where it goes from here.
All right. And I really appreciate that. And actually, something that I definitely noticed is, although this was your first time really interacting with Bob, and I know we kind of had discussed the different tendencies that our family likes to lean into, I think that you really did a great job of connecting with him. It seemed like he appreciated your presence, and it seemed like by the end he was a little bit softer with you. So I think you did a good job of building some rapport, although he's not your initial client.
Thank you so much. I've seen a lot of Bobs in my day, and I understand his desire to save money, and I want him to know that I hear that. So hopefully we'll get there,
Amazing. I kind of fast forwarded a little bit there and jumping right into complimenting each other because I'm just so proud of all of us from that meeting. But I actually want to pull back a little bit and make sure everybody's clear on the goals that came about as we flowed through that meeting, because I know we discussed a lot. So does anybody kind of want to go through what they understood or any questions they might have?
Sure. I can start off with reminding you all about the financial understanding that we've reached with Bob and Carol. So originally, Carol did not want to leave the house. However, Bob has agreed to refinance the house and give those earnings to Carol to support her for the next 10 months of her living so that she can get on her feet again.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And from my stance, as the facilitator in this process, I really got the sense from both of them, that they want to feel heard as they're maneuvering this. They both in different senses brought up, themes of respect and care being received in their own ways. And I think that us just being mindful of that dynamic is definitely important. And obviously that'll be my role to make sure that we're all keeping our awareness up around that. And just wanted to put that out there. If I ever kind of, feel that intensity has risen, I might just kind of pause the process and rein us all back in. But yes, that is definitely, I think, where I'm situated in here right now.
That's why we have you. Trust me, there were moments when I was like, I am not equipped. This is why I studied law. The emotions that can be overwhelming. But, again, I thought you did a great job.
Yeah, you were able to handle them well and be able to not let it escalate too much, which I'm looking back and as an attorney, I'm like, wow, like being able to deal with all these emotions in the room. Appreciate that you're able to do that, Bayla.
Thank you so much. Okay. Really important, right? We sat down, we've all kind of discussed independently things that we've noticed with our couple and with our family, but I do think it's important that we really do, I know I said temperature check, but like a bias check. So is everybody feeling like their neutrality is in a good place, that they are able to be a part of this team in an efficient way? Are there any, maybe even things that aren't affecting neutrality, but things that are just kind of concerning that came up in the meeting that you want to make the team aware of? I personally am feeling very comfortable. I think that we all worked very well together. But a part of that is being, right, we kept saying it to them, saying it to us, transparent. So would love if anything came up for y'all to share.
I felt as though us as a team, we worked well together, and any issues that were brought forth were definitely handled in an appropriate manner.
Yeah, and I think, Bayla, I remember you mentioning offering a timeout. I thought that was a smart strategy. It kind of, I think, made them both take a pause and realize on their own that things were escalating. And they both then recommitted to the process, and we saw a lot of good, productive stuff generated from it. So I think that's a nice technique that we should just keep using if necessary moving forward.
Yes, definitely. And I really appreciate you highlighting that, because hearing from both of them that they want that safe environment, I think reminding them that going slow and that this is their pace and what they need is definitely being highlighted. I think that's important for all of us to really keep at the forefront of our minds. How about you, Daniel?
Yeah, I feel like with my client, Bob, that I was feeling empathetic towards his position. He was saying that he felt he was cheated on, and I was able to feel that empathy towards him. Again, don't know if that's actually happened, if Carol cheated, and Bob's saying like if it's accurate or not, but I feel like, any biases that come up, I know the team, we can mitigate that, and I don't believe my neutrality at all is impacted in this at all.
Thank you, Daniel. That transparency is such key to this process. I wish more attorneys were like you, because although neutrality hasn't been affected, you still want to make sure that we're aware. And that is key for all of us really and truly doing what it means to be on the same page. How do we feel we did discussing the hot topics?
I noticed less in that part and more. I was wondering what Bob's motivating factors are. I like the financial piece was obviously challenging for him, but I felt like he was willing to give more there than he was on certain other things like religion, diet, school. And so I am thinking that, really it is about his kids for him and how they're raised and what their values are. And he's kind of willing, for the most part, without it being exorbitant, to pay whatever he needs to pay to kind of make that happen, which, we've seen money be a real squabbling point. And so I think that's an interesting difference in this case.
No, definitely. I was very impressed and satisfied with the ease that conversation went with about bringing in Kelly, because I think that she will be a great asset to this team. I think that hopefully once they have that meeting, it goes well. I think she will benefit Sam and Sarah immensely. I was happy that there was room for negotiation in that process with him. And I wouldn't say surprised by it, but it was definitely pleasant to encounter. Really and truly, how do we all feel about this family's, I don't like the word ability, but this family's like motivation to move forward in this process and be able to reach the goals that we discussed?
So I'll say something. So I feel like with this family, their goal overall is to make sure their kids are taken care of, Sarah and Sam. And I feel like with this family, the collaborative process will be very helpful and then moving forward and be able to develop those co-parenting skills to, maintain relationships. They'll still be divorced, but also care for their kids, Sarah and Sam, as well.
Absolutely. And I think that, what I keep hearing with all of us is that Sarah and Sam are such grounding forces for them. And they really are kind of like that light at the end of the tunnel that keeps them moving towards that goal. So I think it's great that we all have that at the forefront of our minds at this point, and that we all see the potential for this family and for this process, because I think us believing in them also counts and also really does matter for us creating these solutions that work best for them. Okay. Anything else anybody wants to add before we close for today? No? All right, amazing. So I will be sending out the minutes. I will be sending the calendar, doing everything. If you don't receive something, let me know. Any hiccups, any questions, let me know, and I will be doing the same. Okay? I'll see you all later.
Thank you so much, Bayla.
Bye. Take care.
Bye, guys.